you're about to watch my interview with Paul, the Husky Man, and I just want you to keep in mind that during our interview there's going to be times where we get interrupted by students talking to him and Paul talking to students, and those are the moments I really want you to pay attention to because I feel like they are far more important than the interview itself because it really shows you the natural way that students talk to Paul and the way Paul talks to students, and they just really show the meaningful relationships that have been created and how much Paul really cares about students. So please pay attention to all of it, but pay attention to those moments in particular. Thank you. I hope you enjoy.
Live every day like it's your last day, because one day it will be. All roads come to an end.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I've been on this campus 50 years.
50 years.
I've lived on the east side of campus for years. I've lived on the west side. And I love it. How's everybody?
Good, how are you?
Life is good. Say hello to Princess. She's the sweetest one over here.
Aww.
Are you Alpha Phi?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you forgot. It's okay, Elvis. They're friendly.
Wait, we're in the video.
I
Sorry.
won't bother you. Have a nice day, ladies.
Thank you.
Where were we?
Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, I didn't attend school here, but I lived in the neighborhood over on Strathmore for many years. And I'm a big devotee of sports, and this is the great place to take in any kind of sport you like: football, basketball, golf, volleyball, water polo, track and field. There's nothing in the world. The facilities are magnificent, and I just love coming on campus to see the future of the world because they're here at UCLA. We just don't know when they're going to blossom.
Yeah. So you're good. Who are these two little guys?
We've got the sweetest dog in the world. We call her Princess. About 12 years old, close to 13. She's out of a litter of 8 pups. And nobody is sweeter than this dog. Nobody. As I've often said here, I wish I had a girlfriend this sweet.
And who's this dude?
This is Macho Man Elvis. Macho Man Elvis hasn't met one dog in his lifetime that he likes. Not one.
Not one. So why did you start bringing Princess and Elvis to UCLA?
Because it was a better walk in the neighborhood than just walking around Midvale and Strathmore and Westwood Boulevard. And I'm just amazed at the talented men and women who go here. And what a great future so many of them have. Just so rewarding to see it.
When did you start doing this?
Oh, maybe, these two for about 13 years. My daughter also has access to them because she's a doctor at the hospital with a varied schedule. So I help out, and she no longer can go and run with them. She runs the perimeter all the time, but she can't run with these two because they pull her on the sunset.
Oh, no.
They're just awfully strong.
They are.
And yeah, I've had people call me 5 years after they graduate to say, just want to let you know where I am with my life. I've got a husband and 2 kids, and just really enjoy it. Just great.
So what is your routine like? You come here every day.
Can I picture? Yes, you can. All right, you come in here too. You say hello.
Hi. So what is your routine like?
Well, I go to the Peninsula Hotel in Beverly Hills every morning for breakfast around 8 o'clock. 25 consecutive years, if you can believe that. And then I go to my office in the Sherman Oaks Galleria for an hour or so. We insure movies, television shows, reality shows, touring groups, Live Nation, most of it Live Nation. And then I come to the Bel Air Country Club for a quick lunch. And then I come over here, say hello to people like you. And people are incredibly friendly, and I love this place. It's real special. You know, people say, how do you get in here? I said, I have absolutely no idea how you get in here. But if 151,000 people are trying to apply, there's something going on. Something in the water. The Westwood Water, because people know about this place. And I must say, I've never met a student who said, I made a mistake coming to UCLA. I should have gone to UC Riverside or UC Merced. All the students here excel, and they enjoy it. I have not had one negative comment.
Okay. So do you like interacting with the students here?
You get you my uniform? It's in the locker. Okay. Look at Princess. Yeah. Okay.
So what kind of conversations do you have with students here?
About their classes, their professors. You would be amazed at the amount of, I said, what do you expect to do when you graduate from UCLA? The amount of answers seem to tend towards, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But, you know, how are you?
Hi, buddies. I'm good. Good to see you.
Your first job is like your first boyfriend. It's not your last job and you're not your last boyfriend. And I think people have a while to get themselves situated and use the opportunity that they've been given to go to the next step. Because you don't know what's going to happen until you get inside the door.
Literally, it's like. So what keeps you coming back here every day?
Young, vibrant people who are incredibly bright.
And the last question is, what is the biggest benefit do you think that Elvis and Princess bring to the students here?
I think they bring a lot of happiness because a lot of these students here obviously don't have their dogs with them on campus. So you can always tell how people gravitate to these dogs because you know they're dog people.
Yeah.
And they can't wait to get in the car and come over here.
What do you get out of doing this every day?
I feel like I'm a young man again.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much.
I love it. You're special.
Thank you. Thank you so
I was
much.
happy to do this
Thank
for you.
you.
She's a good one. She's a good one.
Yep.
Okay, let's go get the Krispy Kreme donut.
Hi.
Where are you, Ukraine?
For a little bit, then I'm going to Thailand, then I'm going to sail from Sardinia to Greece, then I'm going to the south of France, and then to the south of Europe for a little bit, and then I'm going back home for a while. I'm going to the north of, then I'm going to the north of Europe, and then back here. Florida.
That's all.
That's all. Have a long time.
Let me borrow this thing.
Yes.
All right.
They've grown their hair out.
Okay, the other one? Good job, by the way.
Thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Shri.
Sheree.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Paul, the Husky Man.
Yeah, I think we've met like once. Like,
This is Paul, my husky. Sarah, smile on me. Neil Diamond said, Sarah, smile on me. I heard you knocked him dead in Austin.
Yeah, it was good. Thanks. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Who was the partner?
Lauren Fendrick.
Okay.
She played in Rio 2 years ago in the Olympics. Yeah.
I'm Ambica. I'm a first-year biology major at UCLA.
Okay, and I'm just gonna ask you a few questions.
Okay.
So how often do you come to hang out with Elvis and Princess?
I see Elvis and Princess, I would say about 2 or 3 times a week.
Do you know the name of the owner of the dogs?
Pretty sure it's Paul.
Paul. How often do you interact with Paul?
Usually when I go see the dogs, I talk to him for a little bit. He's really, really sweet. Yeah.
So what do you guys like talk about when you guys do talk?
Usually small talk. He asks how my day's been, what I'm up to. And the few times I told him I was like traveling somewhere, he was like, oh, you need to get global entry or something. So he's really sweet and just always very helpful.
And like overall, how beneficial do you think the impact he's making on the overall like campus culture at UCLA?
I think he's been really beneficial for me. It's been great seeing a friendly face every single day or a couple times a week going to class and like just stopping by and saying hello.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Grant. I don't really stop by and talk to the dog and like the guy too much. I mean, he seems friendly, but I never really talk to him very much, so I'm not too sure how I feel about him. But he seems nice.
Why do you say that he seems nice?
He just has like a friendly like appearance, and, like I don't know, friendly vibe. But I never like talk to him too much.
Why don't you play with the dogs?
They seem kind of like wild to me. At least I thought they were wild because they're like really puffy. I thought huskies aren't that puffy, so that's my impression.
Thank you.
First year.
Okay, Sasha. So how often do you come to hang out with Elvis and Princess?
Every time I see the dogs on my way to class.
Do you know the name of the owner?
Paul.
How often do you interact with Paul?
I talk to him every time I play with the dogs and ask him how his day is going and stuff like that.
How are your conversations like?
He asks me about school and my major and what I do, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Why do you think you started talking to him?
Then the more I started to play with him, I would start to talk to him more and get to know him and like why he comes to school.
How did he initiate these conversations? Or did you initiate the conversation?
Well, he would initiate it by asking me like if I like dogs and like what are my favorite kind of dogs, things like that.
Hello, what's your name?
My name's Amaya. I'm a first year.
Okay, Amaya. So how often do you come hang out with Elvis and Princess?
Maybe just like a couple times a week.
Do you know the name of the owner?
Paul.
Paul? Yeah. So how often do you interact with Paul? And how did that begin?
Well, I remember I was walking, I saw him with the dogs, and you know how normally when you see someone with dogs, you have to ask like the owner's permission to pet them and stuff, so that's kind of just how our first conversation started, and then he just generally asking me about my day and stuff, and then just kind of went from there.
Would you say that he knows your name?
Yeah.
So do you feel like you developed a friendship with him in a sense?
Yeah, definitely. Now that I see him every couple times a week, he knows kind of the general things that are going on in my life, and he's asked me about those. So yeah, we have a friendship going.
So how beneficial do you think having someone like Paul with his Huskies is for UCLA?
I think it's really good because it kind of like gives you an opportunity to talk to someone that you might not normally talk to. So yeah.
Thank you, Amaya.
You're welcome.